channel. Welcome to week 3 with Train with Tink. So we've been working on all the previous stuff that we saw last week, especially on this stirrup driving, which is where I'm having her. It's like I'm riding her, but I'm not on top of her at the same time. So something I also did this week, of course, is did some more of the 50-pound bag of feed on her, and I did also some boat buoys on her just so she gets used to like what it feels like with someone flopping around, and also for the actual weight, because a 50-pound bag of feed is going to be similar to a child weight that's going to be on her. Now again, ponies usually can handle up to about 100 pounds. I am over that, so I will not be getting on her like that, but I have also done lots of this Jeffries method, which is where you lean over and rub them all over, and I am putting some weight on her. But I'm not putting all of my weight on her. I'm not actually sitting on the horse, which is very, very important. I've done lots of just, you know, I stand back here, done lots of desensitizing and that kind of stuff. But yeah, also doing the stirrup driving. So if you didn't watch last week's video, the stirrup driving is going to be where you ask her to move forward with a cluck first, then a tap with your leg or with the stirrup, and then if they don't move, then you use your spanker at the end of the lead rope. But she's usually pretty good to go forward. And then you just go around in a circle asking them to bend with their rein. Also make sure you're really good on your flexing. And then to get them to stop, you ask for whoa, and then use your reins if need be. So let's check out, see how she's doing. Good, moves right off with a cluck, but she stalls right here. So just keep doing it till she goes. She's not moving, so I'm gonna use the whipper. There we go. Gets a little closer. She's still young. Good, and she stopped off whoa. I don't know if you can see, that might not have been in the camera, but she did stop right off whoa. Also want to make sure she's good at backing. So not only backing under in hand, like this, 1, 2, 3, but I also want to make sure she backs under rein pressure as well. And many ponies never learn anything off rein pressure, so this is very important. So we'll pick up on the reins lightly, and kind of go click with my, do a little cluck, see if she'll go, and there she goes. And I just want one step. I do not ask for a lot. We're practicing backing up, which is helpful, but I don't want her to overreact, flip over backward, anything like that. Also, during this week 3, I have started line driving her. Now this is important if you do want to teach a pony to drive. I would love to teach her to drive. I am not great at that. I will tell you, I am not great at that. But I am good at teaching them all the motions of driving. And then if I did want to send her on to driving, I could easily send her on to a trainer for driving, or kind of mess around with it myself. I might end up doing that, but I'm going to teach her first to ride first. And I do want to teach her to drive from behind, because that'd actually be very interesting if I could even like have a kid riding her and I'd be kind of driving her behind. Never done that, but I'd like to try that out as well. So yeah, so I've also been driving her a lot, and that is getting her used to the rein pressure. So not only would she learn to go left and right, but also to stop. I do also teach her to trot under that. Now I do not plan on wanting her to even ever learn to canter, because ponies for me need to be mainly for your kids. They need to be safe and nice and slow. A young pony is not necessarily going to be that. So I want her to walk and maybe a little bit of trot, but mainly walk and stop is the goal here. So let me get her hooked up and show you how I do line driving. Okay, so what I've done, and again, I don't have any of the harness, stuff like that. I actually used to, but I don't have any for sure her size. So what I've actually done is just leave her in her regular riding tack. I've taken an extra long lead rope on one side, and I've hooked it to her reins on the other side. And then I've also put 2 sets of bridle reins, actually tied them together, because if I just had one, it was a little bit too short, because you don't want to be exactly like on her butt for sure. You want to have a little bit of space. Now this is important here. If you do start doing that, if you can find longer, like 2 lunge lines would be perfect, because you do not want to get in the strike zone. Now, I am going to kind of be in the kick strike zone, but I have raised her from a baby and she knows me very well. I'm back there a lot. So I don't worry about that, but you gotta also know your horse. So be very, very careful if you're in that strike zone. But if you have 2 lunge lines, you can be way far behind them. Now at the very beginning, now I've been doing this now for a week, at the very beginning they get very confused on what to do. Just be patient, ask slowly, and get them to just calmly walk forward. That's the goal. So a good way to do it is try to get in an arena. My arena is super wet right now. We had a really bad storm. My arena is super wet right now. We had a really bad storm, so I wouldn't normally be doing this in an arena. So the easiest place to do this is on a long side of an arena where you're gonna go straight and the pony knows where you're asking it to go. Or the horse. Line driving on a horse is fantastic also if you're trying to prepare a horse to ride. So don't think this is only for ponies or drafts or anything like that. You totally could do this on a horse as an extra good step. Okay, so I'm going to do this in this small area here, but I'm going to try to just get her to go kind of around in a circle, which is going to be kind of hard, but I'll kind of show you what to do. But now since she knows how to drive, I'm now doing this from behind her and taking her everywhere on the property. I'm like trail riding her, but with me walking behind her. So it's really a great option to get her used to things and getting confused and scared, and yet I'm driving her and so she can't see me. So it's a really, really good tool to get your horse nice and broke. So let me show you how I do it. See, she's a little nervous today because we had a storm today. Okay, now I do not attach any of these reins to any part of her. I don't attach it to the saddle or anything like that in case we got into a mess where she pulled back or something like that. You don't want them to kind of flip over or do anything crazy like that. They shouldn't. And once she gets really, really good at it, you can run them through the stirrups, but I don't want them attached at all. So they do sometimes get caught up underneath something, but it's no big deal. Just stop her and fix it. Confused right here. Just asking with my left rein, kind of telling with my right, being very calm with my voice. I am the calm. And once you get them really going good, the more circles and stuff that you can do, the better. And the more changes of transition. And if you feel up to it, start jogging behind them. Make sure they're really getting broke at the walk and the stop before you ask for a trot. And definitely stay out of the kick zone too. Excited right there. again, in an arena is best. And now if they fall, they fight and toss, again, like a little scratch on the butt is great to reassure them. If they start fighting with the bit, just give them the pressure to stop. Well, and just wait till they stop fighting the bit. That will stop. Well. Okay, so that's what our week of training with Tink today. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to see our next video. The plan, hopefully, depending on how well she does, is that next week my plan is to try to do a lead line and put a kid on her. Maybe mine. If not, possibly I do have a friend who they do like bucking ponies. So if you can find someone like that, that's also a good option as well. Just be very careful with your kids. If you could find an older kid who's better at riding ponies, or a really light adult, that would be an ideal situation to put them on. So again, I don't plan on them riding her with reins and everything. My plan is just to lead them going next week. So I'm going to continue working with her a little bit on the line driving because she's not being very great right now, and so she needs to go around a little bit more. But I'm going to leave you here. So thank you for watching. God bless, be adventurous, and we'll see you next time. Bye.